Hi, it's Jez from Nigezza Creates. Thank you for joining me today. So this is my one of my royal journals that's finished. Yay! Taken so long. I can't believe how long it's taken, but I've done other things in between. So I thought I'd give you a flip through of it now that it is finished. The others are almost finished and they are packed in a bag to take to the Rachel and Bella Crafts retreat, and hopefully I'll get time to get on with that. It's only tags and things that I've got to do really. So I really liked the cover of this book, and it had a nice leather spine. The name of the book's got absolutely nothing to do with the royal family. There's a little crest up there, quite like that, but I just liked it because it was sort of leather and it was a bit battered, and it had a little library because this was a library book. It had a sticker on there. I took it off. It's still got a letter there from the library, but yeah, I just liked it. I liked it because it was old and battered. I've put little corner reinforcers on there because they were really battered. I have cleaned it a bit, and yeah, and I got given this lovely ribbon by my friend Janice from Razzle Dazzle Crafts, and I thought it looked vintage, and so it finished off the front really nicely. I just wanted something simple because of all the royal elegance inside. There's a couple of little charms there. I bought a little bracelet from a charity shop, and yeah, and I thought they would look nice hung down, so I got them. So that one's one of those nice little that you get inside of shells, and that's a jewel and a stone. Liked it. So we open it up and we are greeted with the princesses when they were little, Princess Margaret and Princess Elizabeth, and I've put some fabric across the spine there, and then just added some nice paper, gone for green to match the green cover, and I just did a little pocket, and I always put my little letter from the bookmaker to go inside the pocket, and then there's just a tag of the Queen looking very elegant there in a bit of fur, just to start her off. And then we've got the Queen's parents there on their wedding day, some stamps there, and some more stamps there, including stamps of the princesses, and so that's just a little journaling card in there. I can't remember which bits I've shown you on video of how I've made. So this is a book page pocket that's got 3 pockets, so one at the back there. I like this because I've used book pages from the books. So of the 4 books, I've used the book pages from those 4 books to make the bases for everything. So here's a postcard. It's Westminster Abbey, which that was where the Queen got married and her coronation. So that's why I've put that in there. I've got loads of old postcards, and I've used the ones that are relating to buildings, places, churches, you know, that have significance to the royal family. And this is quite old. Can't see the date on it, but it's the Queen's grandfather, I think, in there. So put that in there. And then this is a photograph of Windsor Castle. We've got Queen Victoria there, and we've got Windsor in the background. It's quite an old photo if you look at the car there. So it says it on the back there, Queen Victoria statue, Castle Hill, Windsor Castle. So I had a whole booklet of little photos from there. And then we've got a little pocket there at the front. I've just got a little tab and made a little cluster, tiny little bit to journal on. This was a stamp page, and the way I folded it, we've got a little pocket. So I really liked this. One of the pictures from one of the many books I've got. So that is the Queen, Princess Margaret playing the piano, and their parents, who would have been king and queen at the time. And what I liked about this one, when you turn it over, you've got another full picture there, and that's the queen mother, as I knew her, and the king. I think that's the queen there. Difficult to tell with her on her side, but I think it is. And yeah, so I like that because we had a nice sort of picture on both sides. And then on the other side of this, I just did a little flip from this. So this is a stamp page from Great Britain, and we've got the king at the time and his father there. So I thought that was good. And then that's Princess Margaret on top of a stamp with her dad on it. So lots of the pictures I made my own paper dolls from. And here we have a very old document there, genuine. Loads and loads of genuine stuff in here, because I do like to put genuine stuff in. Here we have a really nice picture there. This is Princess of York. So this is the Queen Mum before she became the Queen. This is from 1928, that picture. And this was in a very old book, which was from, I think, 1934. I think this might have been the coronation of her husband. And then it's a glassine bag, and I just popped inside a little diary from 1956, little diary page there inside. I think I intended to put more in there, but yeah, must have forgot. I've got another glassine bag that's got other bits in there. And then on this side we have, this is the Royal Horse Guards at Whitehall in London, and this is from, does that say 29? I think it's 1929 there. And then this is just a square piece of pattern paper that you can take off and journal on. Here we have genuine vintage check. These are from I think the 50s. They're not filled in. I had bought a checkbook that wasn't filled in. And here we have a little flip out here, just some ledger paper. It's vintage, and then I just popped in, so I've got a little border there, and I just popped in there a little picture there, nice little family picture of when the Queen's dad was the king, and it's Princess Margaret, and some dogs, because they all loved dogs, didn't they, the royal family. And then there's just a few pictures on the other side of Princess Elizabeth and Princess Margaret playing, cut off there, but the other half of this is later on. So yeah, just thought I'd pop that in there. Some vintage note paper, a doily, and then I made this little envelope here that goes over the page, and just popped in some vintage paper there for writing on. Some tea, all the paper's been tea dyed. That's a ticket there, genuine stamp. Some vintage music paper, a little cluster again, genuine ticket, genuine stamp, matching up the colours nicely. And this is, so there was a whole page in this book that I got that had paintings like this that were all significant to the coronation. So this is so this is the Virgin Mary appearing to St. Thomas, carrying in one hand a small vial and a gold eagle. With this oil, the kings of England must be anointed. So all the things I say in this sheet were things related to the coronation. So I've included a couple of those in the journal. It's blank on the back so you can journal on, and I picked the colours so they all matched nicely. Then from this same publication celebrating the coronation of the Queen's dad, there were these lovely pictures. So we've got the Queen there, very tiny, a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. You can just about see that little smile. How gorgeous. And then another little pocket and another one of those things there. This was the stone of scone or scone, however you say it. I say scone because when it's gone, it's gone. When it's gone, it's gone. I don't know. So Scottish kings, is that on their crown? So yeah, I think it was just a stone put in Scottish king crowns. And then just a little flip out there, and I matched that paper there, doily, journaling, vintage paper. That's one of the crowns. And then I've got a little envelope here, and this is one of the balcony scenes, of course, with the royal family. They always stand on the balcony for every occasion. And this is VE Day, which we've just celebrated, VE Day, haven't we? 8th of May. So this was 1945. The Majesties, the two princesses, are joined with Mr. Winston Churchill in an hour of triumph. So there we go. And you've got the Queen there in her uniform because she did do her bit for the war effort. I've done a cluster on the other side, and inside I've got again some vintage note paper for journaling on. Chose a very regal blue for this, but it also goes with the blue on the paper there. So when you come over the page, and you can see that that cluster matches the little tuppence stamp there on this check, and some nice, this is tea dyed paper, put a little cluster there on. These are stamps from a stamp book as opposed to genuine stamps. And then tucked inside that paper is a picture there of the King and Queen when they were in Canada in 1939. So looking very regal. And that is some antique ledger paper on the back there of that tag. That's the other half of this old document. I can't actually read that. Is it 44? 1944? I thought it was older, but anyway. And there we've got another one of those paper dolls that I've cut out of pictures. That's the Queen Mum, and a postage stamp that was inside, that was in a stamp book as opposed to an original stamp. That's the other half of that stamp book. And this is an over the page tag. I do have a video on making over the page tags, but not making this one because I think I did this one at the last Rachel and Bella retreat. I made this over the page tag, and some paper dolls that I cut out. So we've got the Queen Mum and the Queen. Picked out the colours to sort of match this scrapbook paper that I've used. Tried not to use digitals at all in this. That is, so the odd little element for decorating, I have used a digital, but most other things are original. So we've got an original, is that, yeah, I think that's an original advert from one of the old magazines I had. That's an original ticket. On this side, I think that little bit there, these two little bits are digitals. Some Tim Holtz washi and some lace that I bought. And what I liked, that this says the Prince Elizabeth Gift book, which was the book I used. And so where I can, I've got Princess Elizabeth sort of showing, because she was Princess Elizabeth at that time. And here we've got some lace, and I chose that stamp because it just went with all the colours. So there she is looking very regal in all her finery, and there she is looking quite ordinary really, in just a ordinary coat. So quite like that. And this was like a masterboard I did with just some neutral papers, because it is quite neutral here. So here we've got end of first signature, beginning of the next one. So this is them getting engaged. and I've put the date from the newspaper that this is taken from. So this was the 23rd of February 1952, just after they got engaged. I've put some deco patch over that to sort of preserve it. And here we have Westminster Abbey again. Nothing on the back of that one, and I just made a little cluster of her dad. That's a real stamp there and there. So we've gone from engagement to wedding. Oh, how long was their engagement? Well, it's that 52 and that's 1947. That can't be. That can't be the right date, can it? No, it can't, Jez. So I've obviously got that date wrong. Apologies for that one, whoever gets it, soz. Again, they say I've used Princess Elizabeth. That's Princess Margaret, and the Queen Mum there on there. And then moving over here, we've got another picture of Westminster Abbey. Just another view of it, 1908, this one. They've written that upside down. How funny. So there we go. And in the folding of this stamp thing, I made a little pocket. So that's just a little cigarette card there, and it's got the Queen Mum and you know, the King and Queen at the time. And in this little pocket, I've just got a picture there of the Queen meeting the crowds. Another old document, 1917. And there we've got them on their wedding day, and that's, I think, on their honeymoon. So I just like those pictures there. And here we've got Princess Elizabeth watches over her baby son at Buckingham Palace on December the 23rd, 1948. So there we have what is now our king. I just thought that was a lovely, lovely picture. Really liked it. And that is the caption from the publication that I got it from. I stuck a little doily down there, quite like that. Gives it a little bit of extra stiffness, but you can still journal on it. 1956 diary. Here we've got a picture there of the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh. And this is another one of my little squares. I just think it makes a nice journaling spot. I got that idea from a swap journal that I got, and I use it all the time. That's from Emma Williams. And here we have, picked out the green, and there the Queen loved her horses, so I chose a stamp there, genuine stamp, with the Queen's profile silhouette up in the corner and some horses, and there she is riding a horse, and a genuine ticket in the back there. The other half of that to check, another little flip out. This is antique ledger. And then at the centre of the journal, this was a picture, I just cut it down the middle, and so we've got the Queen Mum and the Queen, the old King and Princess Margaret, and horses. So I liked that picture. The other bit of that to check, and here we have a small bit of page decoration, but there's still room to journal on there. And then tucked in is the other half of that page that I had at the beginning, and you can see so we on the other page you just add the legs. So that's Princess Margaret there in 1932, and the Queen on a tricycle in 1932 with probably one of her nannies. And then on that side we've got a lovely little family snap there, with their lovely corgis and a Labrador. So that's cute. Oh, and a Tibetan lion dog. So yeah. So primarily I'm using black and white pictures. I have put the odd colour in, and there we have the Queen there walking her corgis. She's got a grin there, and looks like corgi has as well. So that was 1977. That was her Jubilee. That picture may not be taken in 1977, but this was from a publication from 1977. A little bit of paper doily there that I've done. This is an advert from the same publication, so specially bottled for the Silver Jubilee of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II in 1977. And here we have a picture of the Queen waving from a carriage. It's a nice big pocket, other things can get put in. That's the other side of that document. And here we have, this is the Christmas Day broadcast. This was in 1970, and it is a glassine bag, and I've got a few little bits in this glassine bag. Oh, there we go. We've got some stamps, some old stamps, sort of royal family related, and there we have the Queen Mum at Epsom. Pop that back in, so that fits quite nicely in there. And then we've got a little pocket there. I just made a little, this was, so on this big book that I had, this was like round the borders of some of the pages, so just coats of arms there. I just thought it was cute. Does it fold out? No, that is literally it. It was just something decorative. And here we have, this was the investiture at Carnarvon Castle in 1969, where Prince Charles became the Prince of Wales. And so I just put a little bit, that's another one of the borders from that commemorative publication. And here's some antique ledger that can be journaled on, that pops in there. And of course we have to have Carnarvon Castle, and went to visit there summer before last. Well, it was autumn really, it was September we went. It's blank on the back. And then this is, I loved this. These are two pictures 60 years apart. Shows Princess Elizabeth and Lieutenant Philip Mountbatten in 1947 on the day of their engagement. So that picture there, right at the beginning of this signature, was indeed 1947 and not 1952, as it says there. It might, the publication might be 1952. Actually, I'm thinking about it, it was probably a publication for their wedding day, and it was showing pictures of their engagement. Yeah, that makes sense, Jez. So we've got that on day of their engagement, and then down here, this is in 2007, the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh. I just liked, they're both looking at each other. I just loved it. I mean, this was actually in a magazine, so I just liked it. And here I've got a first day cover here from 1968, and yeah, it's just got Queen stamps, and yeah, I just thought it was quite royal. There's nothing in there, so all sorts of things could get stuffed in there. If the person who gets this has got their own little royal collection, they could put things in here. And there we've got, I love that picture of the Queen, sort of laughing in her older age. And then in this back pocket, we've got her on a coin. So yeah, that is my first completed royal journal. So hope you've enjoyed that, and I will bring you the flip throughs of the others as soon as they're done, and hopefully I will get them to an almost finished state at the retreat. So I'm leaving literally in about an hour to go and see everybody. We're stopping somewhere on the way down because this is Sunday, and we're not meeting up till Monday. But yeah, so I shall be offering this for sale, but I'm taking it to the retreat for people to look at first before it goes on sale. All right, bye for now. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe.